Hello everyone, and welcome back. In this video, we're gonna learn how to draw trend lines. One thing to remember in the Forex trading is your trend is your friend, okay? You gotta know which way the market is headed so you can trade with that trend. If the trend is on the buy, then you wanna buy. If the trend is on the sell, you wanna sell. These trend lines will help you to guide you so you can have the best entries following the trend. So what I like to do, I like to draw my trend on the daily since I trade mostly on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, so I can recognize the longer term trend. Now you can go as far as the weekly, but in this video, I'm going to stay on the daily. Now, the higher the time frame it is, the stronger that trend is. So let's go ahead and do our first trend lines. What we're going to do, I'm using TradingView platform. And our tools here on the left-hand side, we're going to grab our trend line tool. Now, when you're drawing trend lines, of course, you're going to have to first learn market structure and learn how the market moves, so you can learn the higher highs, higher lows, lower lows, and lower highs. But if you just getting started and you are new to it, these trend lines will guide you through the trend. Now we're gonna go and draw our first trend lines. When you're drawing trend lines, you need two tops, in this case up here, or if it was going up, you would be at the bottom, two bottoms. So you need either two tops or two bottoms to connect. So we're going to go here and we're going to connect two. Now when you're drawing trend line, they don't have to be perfect, all right? As long as you know these highs, okay? As high as the market came when it pulled back. And there's a video on pullbacks if you get confused what I'm saying. So you need two to connect, but you need three to confirm that trend. So we'll use this third one here, right here, as a third touch. Even though it didn't come all the way and touch my trend lines, I will count this as my third touch so I can confirm this downtrend, okay? Like I said, they don't have to be perfect. As long as you know that came near that resistance, which is our trend line, so I can use that to enter the market. So I will put my trend line all the way down. All right. So when the market comes back and it comes near our trend line, this is where I will be making the decision which way I would be going. Now, since I know that this is on a downtrend, I would be looking at the sell around this trend line as long as it doesn't break out. And there is a video on breakouts on my channel, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I will draw my trend line, 2 to connect, 3 to identify the trend, and I will draw it all the way down. All right, and you will continue that until it breaks out, and then you will be drawing the next trend. Okay. Also, another way, you can draw the trend lines. You can do a channel trend line. What we're going to do in this is we're going to take the bottoms and we're going to do another, just like we did at the top, we're going to do the same thing. Okay, and we're going to draw this all the way down. Just like that. Like I said, they don't have to be perfect as long as you know that it has been respecting this trend. Like these will be counted as well. Just so you can follow this channel so you know that is in a downtrend. So when the market reaches these areas, the market reacts, whether it will break out of it or it will respect it and come back to its resistance up to the next trend line. So that's what I use those for. When you're doing trend lines, you can do this in every single time frame. You can do them. They happen everywhere. 1 hour, 4 hour, 15-minute. You can do these trend lines to guide you, but what they are called when you are doing trend lines, say for example I do this here, I'll take two bottoms to connect them, and I will draw these called counter trend lines, more of an action, price action counter trend line. So it could guide me through these areas, through these consolidation period, or you will also call them zone patterns. There's a few different ways that you can look at this, but this is how I use them. In this case, I'll take two bottoms to connect, and so it could guide me. So when it reached my counter trend line, it reacted. All right, so I knew it would be pushing up to the next area, which it will it will come reach and respect our trend line again, and we'll see what happens after that. So trend lines are the overall trend, okay, so you can understand it better. So on the daily, you can do this so you can recognize the longer term trend, but the trend lines are to recognize the overall trend. And the counter trend line, what I just did, these are counter trend line. It's for price action, so you can see what the market is doing right now, in which areas is respecting, or you can identify these patterns, so that way you understand a little bit better. Okay, let's go do an uptrend. Let's find a good uptrend to do. All right, we'll do this one right here. Okay, so I see here the market had reversed, so I'm gonna take my trend line tool and we're gonna start at the bottom. So in this case, I'll start all the way from the bottom. Okay, you can start right here as well, but I'm gonna just go all the way when the market started, and I'm gonna just pull the trend line all the way up. Now, like I said, these don't have to be perfect. You can do it something like this, or you can just use this, however you want to do it. As long as you, remember, have two to connect. So it could have been from here to here, here to connect these two and just move it up. However, you need two to connect, and you need three to confirm the trend. So in this case, I'll take this at the bottom. This more than three actually, because 2, 3, 4. But I would just take my trend line and draw it all the way up, and I would confirm it when the market reaches and touches the trend 3 times. I'll confirm the trend. So I'll just use this for my entries, my risk, my reward. I use the trend line to guide me. And if I want to do a channel trend line so it can guide me both ways, I will do the same thing at the top. So now I know that the market will react in these areas. So it could give you a better vision which way the market is trending, so you can trade with that trend. All right, so it'll be a lot risky on your trades, on your account. So very simple, just 2 to connect, 3 to confirm a trend. And you also, if you go down all the way to the lower time frame and you're looking at to enter the market, you can draw counter trend lines, and you do it the same thing. You take 2 to connect. All right, 2 to connect and 3 to confirm.